motion?
Aye.
No.
Thanks,
Do you want to read the minutes? Anybody?
Okay, do you want me to?
Sure, you mess them up.
I am. If nothing else, it'll say on my tombstone, she had a nice loud voice. Okay, I'm gonna read the minutes from the September 13th, 2022 board meeting. Present, Lynn Duffy O'Shea, Barbara Keith, Margaret Bernard, Virginia Fleming, Mary Ann Petruski. Other attendees, the Winthrop Terrace tenants, officers, Kathy Crosby, Deborah Rich. The meeting was called to order by the chair at 4 p.m. Accepting minutes of the July 12, 2022 regular meeting of the Warren Housing Authority Board of Commissioners, following a motion made by Virginia and seconded by Mary Ann Petruski. I'm reading them verbatim, so I don't want Virginia to think I was being rude because you didn't put your last name in there.
I know.
Where was I? Mary Ann Petruski to accept the minutes of July 12th, 2022. The vote to accept was unanimous with yeas by Margaret Bernard, Barbara Keith, Mary Ann Petruski, Virginia Fleming, and Lynn Duffy O'Shea. A motion was made by Mary Ann Petruski and seconded by Barbara Keith to accept the minutes of the August 22, 2022 meeting with a yay vote by Margaret Bernard, Barbara Keith, Mary Ann Petruski, Virginia Fleming, and Lynn Duffy O'Shea. Executive Director Search. Lynn explained the delay in our search for an executive director. Mary Ann spoke with consultant, and he agreed to turn the search over to us after agreeing to 50% of his fee, since he did do some work on the search. Mary Ann consulted with our town administrator, and he agreed to proceed with the search for us with no fee involved. Our search is now where it needs to be, and we are getting applicants after a 3-week delay. We had our first subcommittee meeting to go over the applications we have received thus far, and we have scheduled a second meeting for 9/15/2022. The deadline for applications is September 25th. For our first subcommittee meeting, we had 5 applications, and we now have 11 more applications for a total of 16. The process will continue with the subcommittee making their choices from the total, setting up interviews and passing them on to the Board of Commissioners. Temporary interim director. Right now, we don't have a director. However, Nancy is helping out right now. She is on vacation, and when she returns on the 19th, she will be in the office for a few days. She is going for knee surgery on the 22nd. Therefore, we need someone in the interim. After consulting with DHCD, they asked us to find a director to fill in for things the board cannot do. We have asked the director of the West Brookfield to be our temporary interim executive director to fill that position. She has agreed to ask her Board of Commissioners for their permission for her to assume that responsibility. She has assisted our authority in the past. We should know by next Tuesday, 9/20/22, if her board has agreed to our request. She had to call DHCD to be sure of what she can and can't do. PMR, Performance Management Review. The PMR for us went great. It was done before Nancy went on vacation. Our audit also went very well. Nancy is working for us with a contract. Without a contract, she is putting in the time to help us out. Air conditioner in community hall, no change, no additional information. Roof 76 Winthrop Terrace, no change. Warren, number 318078, section 8 NC West School vacant unit turnover. Warren Housing Authority was awarded $5,295 from DHCD's vacant unit fund to do vacant unit turnover repairs at the Section 8 West School unit. The estimated amount for these repairs was $3,495.80. Mary Ann Petruski asked for clarification that this money did not come out of Warren Housing Authority funds. Lynn Duffy O'Shea confirmed that it did not. Financials. A motion was made by Barbara Keith and seconded by Virginia Fleming to accept the financials. It was unanimously voted to accept the financials with yay votes by Margaret Bernard, Barbara Keith, Mary Ann Petruski, Virginia Fleming, and Lynn Duffy O'Shea. Warrant: questioning by Virginia, Mary Ann, and Lynn about the Comcast bill, Gary DePace, and Modern Pest Service. Warrant was tabled pending answers to questions. WTTO, no business. New business, Lynn Duffy O'Shea announced there will be a public hearing. The Warren Housing Authority invites all tenants and the general public to review the authority's proposed annual plan for fiscal year 2023. The hearing time and date will be 4 p.m. on October 11th, 2022. It will take place at 85 Winthrop Terrace, Warren, Mass., in the community room. Mary Ann Petruski advised that if anyone wished to review the annual plan before the hearing, they could get a copy in the authority's office or online, and it lists the online site. If they have access to the internet, the information will be posted on both the Warren Housing Authority and the Winthrop Terrace bulletin boards in the community room. Questions and answers from attendees. Kathy Crosby asked what tenants should do with grievance while we are between directors. Lynn informed her it could be submitted to the office in a sealed envelope for Nancy. If Nancy is not there, it could be submitted to the temporary interim executive director. Adjournment. A motion was made by Virginia Fleming to adjourn the meeting and seconded by Mary Ann Petruski. The vote was unanimous, with yeas by Margaret Bernard, Barbara Keith, Mary Ann Petruski, Virginia Fleming, and Lynn Duffy O'Shea. The meeting was adjourned at 4:29 p.m. I make a motion to approve these minutes.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Do you want me to? If I fail,
You're doing such a great job.
that'll be good. My voice will be gone. And
I'm the one going. You're doing all the talking.
well, we could hit Bob up for one of his mints, because I know he usually has a pocket full. Okay, these minutes are from September 26, 2022. Present, Lynn Duffy O'Shea, Barbara Keith, Virginia Fleming, and Mary Ann Petruski. Absent, Margaret Bernard. Other attendees, the Winthrop Terrace Tenant Organization. Officers, Kathy Crosby and Deborah Rich, members of the WTTO. The meeting was opened at 2:06 p.m. with a motion by Mary Ann Petruski and seconded by Barbara Keith. The vote was unanimous, with yea votes by Lynn Duffy O'Shea, Barbara Keith, Mary Ann Petruski, and Virginia Fleming. Bylaws reviewed by Warren Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. Virginia Fleming and Mary Ann Petruski requested this meeting in order to review the bylaws and to make certain we follow them. If there are bylaws we are not following, it is our intention to move forward in the right direction. After reviewing each bylaw, it was determined we should elect new officers of the board each year. It was also determined that the executive director should also act as secretary or designate an employee of the authorities as secretary. We have not been doing roll call and do that going forward, along with reading the minutes of previous regular meetings and special meetings. In section 7, manner of voting, we need to be sure we are following this section and record yeas and nays. It was agreed that we could put the date on the back page of the bylaws each time we review them. Laura Willard questioned whether it was ethical for the secretary to be taking notes for the meeting and running the meeting. The chairman explained to her that the secretary was not running the meeting. The chairman is in charge of the meetings. Meeting was interrupted by an alarm going off, false alarm. Laura Willard asked if we had hired a director yet. The chairman said we have a temporary interim director. Laura Willard asked for a copy of the agenda. Mary Ann Petruski explained to her that we are not required to furnish an agenda to everyone. We only have to post it. Laura again asked if we have resolutions that come up, if they are able to know. Mary Ann and Lynn explained to her that she was talking about policies, and the tenants get amended or new policies 30 days in advance and are present at a WTTO meeting to review them before the board acts on them. It has been explained to the tenants if you are opposed to policies, you have the opportunity to voice them. Laura stated that we live here, The executive director doesn't, and that's another thing that they need to know. This isn't a place for them just to do business. If they had their office in here somewhere, it wouldn't be so bad. She feels the office is always under her nose. She saw a camera on the other side of the entrance door. She feels it violates her privacy rights by knowing when she's coming and going and where she's parking. We're not supposed to live like that. The chairman stopped her right there because this meeting is supposed to be about the bylaws review. This needs to be put on the agenda for another meeting. Laura had another question about the picnic table and grill. The chairman gave her a piece of paper to write down the items she wanted on the next agenda, and the chairman told her she would bring it over to the office herself. Laura Willard asked if we were going to do something about the checks going to the bank, as she feels it is unacceptable the way it is being done. We will look into it. She also asked if they would get a copy of the minutes at the end of each board meeting. The chair said they do not provide them a copy as they are filed in the office. However, after 30 days, they can go to the office and look at them. Adjournment. Virginia Fleming made a motion to adjourn the meeting. Motion was seconded by Barbara Keith, and vote was unanimous, with yeas by Lynn Duffy O'Shea, Mary Ann Petruski, Barbara Keith, and Virginia Fleming. The meeting was adjourned at 2:51 p.m.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes.
I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And on the agenda will be the update for the EV search. Would you like to speak on that? Since you've been doing most of the
Okay,
front work.
so what I can tell you is that we've conducted all our interviews. We have chosen several candidates, and we are sending out for them to come in and do an interview. And as far as how many or who, it's not something that we're supposed to do. It's supposed to be kept confidential. But we are now at that stage where we will be conducting interviews and making and deciding on a candidate.
Hallelujah. Can't have it fast enough, that's for sure. Okay. Next on the agenda is smoke detectors. Inspections for the West School and the Winthrop Terrace are to be scheduled. All of the, during October and November is when they do all the smoke detectors, but West School and Winthrop Terrace are being scheduled. Quotes for pest control we're in the process of obtaining them right now, so hopefully that problem will get taken care of quickly. The next item is the status on 76 Winthrop roof project. The roof and the chimney are completed. The materials are on order for phase 2, which is a small siding area that needs to be done. The next item is the status of the community building AC project. Waiting for parts. Anticipate early November for the start of that. Like we're gonna need AC for November.
Yeah. If only.
I know. I have it in my house all the time. Without AC. Number 7 is approval of new HUD payment standards. It's something that we don't really typically do. It's the Section 8 rent limits adjusted. That's the usual thing that gets done. But Dedham takes care of the Section 8 for us. So. And number 8 is the possibility of picnic tables and grills, which is one of the things that Laura had asked us to put on the agenda. And we're going to defer it to early spring. It is something that we would like to do. No, it's not something you can do for the fall and the winter.
Well, no, but you can put in write the grant now, and so that
We don't do
that way
grant
you
for
could have it in the fall.
But we don't do grants. But it's something that we can.
Not supposed to be talking.
I know, I'm not supposed to talk, but we are going to see about getting one, is what we're gonna do. And where we'd like to have it is out front where everybody can use it. So it is on the agenda to do it. If you want to talk about it, Laura, at the end of our meeting, you can ask about it, okay?
Yep, I will.
But it is on there, and so we are going to do something in the spring about it, so. And as far as grills, that's another one for the spring. It would be nice to have, you know, another grill that people can use out there.
Madam Chair, may I be recognized?
Yes, you may.
The grill out there, I'm being told that Rita has said that it's there for anyone who wants to use it. So it is already out there. I would just double check with Rita, she's around most days, and make sure that that is accurate. But that's my understanding, that she has said that if anyone wants to use it, they can.
Be nice.
Very nice of her.
Number 9 is the in-bed truck sander was approved, and that will be installed for late October per the, did I miss something?
No, I don't have that.
We don't have that
We
on.
don't have it. Well, she got it on mine.
That's all right.
On mine it was there. Oh, well, anyway, I'm adding one, I'm sorry, it should be new business. We'll skip it. New business. Legal questions regarding outdoor cameras. That was another one Laura had asked to be discussed. And yes, there are cameras only facing out, not facing in on the outside of the building, which is connected to the office. It is needed because it is an office, and there are papers in there that are confidential, and we need to have that. It's not something to spy on anybody or it's a safety issue for the office.
I have a question about that.
Sir, you'll have to hold it till the end of the meeting, and then
Well,
we
okay.
can.
That's about what you're talking about.
I know, but you have to wait till the end of the meeting. Just hold
I
it.
actually have 3 questions.
All right, we'll hold them to the end, and I'll be
Okay.
glad to listen to your questions. I'm sorry you should bring a notebook, write them down, because that's what I would have to do, but
That's what I'm doing.
we'll be glad to take your questions. But the ones that are over by the garage are because there's a lot of things in the garage that we would have to worry about, so they have to have cameras over by the garage, and then there are, I believe, 3 over by the office, and that's all because of the security of what's in the office. And then we have old business, any old business? You turned your year older, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mary Ann.
Thank you.
39 again.
Yeah, I got a card saying that. Fake news. Happy 39.
Any, okay, no old business and new business. No new business? Well, I can do my new business, and that's the in-bed truck sander approved. Was approved for late October installation per the executive director and accountant.
David must be pleased.
Yes.
What's the matter with the sander that's on the back of the truck now? Are you guys ready to open for questions, or are you done?
We're not done.
Oh,
But
all right, well.
I was just told that information, Laura. I wasn't told it needed to be changed, but that got to wait till the end of the meeting. I'm sorry. As far as other new business is, because it's taking longer for us to get a director, and we have the interim director that is covering us, the agreement was for 30 days, so I spoke with the director, and she's going to be extending her interim for us for another 30 days. So hopefully we will have a new director for before she finishes up the next 30 days. So she will be speaking with her board of directors to have it official next week. So it'll be good, hopefully.
Great.
And I think that's it. The LTO. Any questions from the LTO? Nothing. We are going to open up the meeting to the the public, to the people, but the only thing that I have to ask now is that whatever questions you have to be related to the agenda, so, okay. Lori, I think you had the
Well, I have a
first
question
question.
about that. If we have questions, why can't we talk about questions that aren't on the agenda that maybe we have concerns about? That's my point on that.
I'm going to tell you why, and the reason is because you may have questions that we can't prepare to have the answers for. If you want us to answer your questions, it's better if we have time to get the answers for you. And that's why if, like last month, when you had questions, and I had you write it down and give it to me so I could bring it to the office, so I could get the right answers for you.
I have a question.
I
You
understand
understand? Then I was able to give you
that. Right.
the answers that you wanted. Okay, and next?
Yeah, I have a question. If the cameras are there for the office, okay, well, the front door of our building isn't the office entrance anymore. The office entrance is in the back.
There's an entrance on both sides. There's a
So
door.
it's locked, it says not for public use.
It's
So
a-
why is the camera still there? They shouldn't be there
Because somebody could break in from both sides. It doesn't matter. You have to have a camera.
Anybody has the key to the door. You know, the point is that our apartments have cameras on it. Nobody else around here does.
Because the office is in that building.
That's,
You have cameras, so there are cameras in other buildings.
Well, the point is it violates our privacy
yeah,
rights.
why should we be monitored every time we come and go?
Them being-
If it's pointed into your windows, into your house, it would be a violation of your rights.
It's pointed
It's
at our front
pointing
door.
out, it's pointing out. It's pointing out at
And
the
that is,
street.
and that is, where can I,
So it's a safety issue.
Where can I read that?
Hmm?
Where can I read that?
You can ask the lawyers.
No, where can I read that in
In the
the
policies.
policies?
Well, why don't you put it in, a question into the office, and then we can have it looked up, giving us time. We can't, like,
Okay,
remember,
so-
just like I said to you,
You'll
you
do
can't
that?
ask a question
Will you
and
do
have
that?
us just throw it out there.
Will you do that?
I'll look for it, I can ask Karen Allard, and then I can also look in our policies.
Well, yeah, it should be written in the policy someplace. If it's there.
Should be, so just put it, I
I
know.
just want
and
to
then I'll
know
take it to
why.
the office.
That's all I'm saying is, you know, we shouldn't have that, it shouldn't be monitored maybe our income.
We're not monitoring you guys, we're just
Well, yeah,
monitoring
they are
to keep the
monitoring us.
safety of the office.
Well, that's.
But like I said, write it down, Laura,
Yeah.
and then I'll see what I can do for you.
And the other thing I wanted to ask is about the grills. I mean, it's nice that Rita offered, but you know what, it's Rita's. So I think, we need to have one for everybody.
That's why I said in
Yeah.
the spring, maybe we can get one more, we'll see what we can do. It all has to, we don't have a budget yet, so I don't know how much money we're gonna have and what we're gonna have to be able to do with it. That's why we can't even consider, a picnic table until we know what we have for money to be able to put out
But
there.
I don't understand why you can't write a grant to the Parks and
Because we
Recreation
don't do
Committee.
that, the housing authority doesn't do that, and
Well, no,
I don't have a director even to be able to.
Well, I understand,
How
but
do they get the
I
new
understand that Nancy doesn't know how to do it, but other housing authorities do
Right.
this to get
Right.
things for their place.
So what we need to do, okay,
Yeah.
is to wait till we get a new director in here that may know how to do all these things, so if we can all be patient.
I hope she knows how, they're hiring somebody who knows how to write grants.
Well, let's
because
hope.
That's how you get stuff for us.
How did we get the new benches then?
So how do we get what?
The new benches?
The new benches?
Yeah.
How do we get them?
How did we get them?
I don't know, we have to wait to tell the director to be able, I don't have all the answers, I'm not a
We
director.
have park benches every place but where the two smoking things are, you got new benches. Except for the two places where everybody smokes.
I don't know,
I
that's
mean,
why we need
that-
a director
it's
to have
obvious.
those answers. I'm
You know?
just the chairman of the board, and the board doesn't run the day-to-day. And so when we have a director that can answer these questions, it'll be so much easier.
Oh, why don't we have a new director?
We are in the process of getting applications to try to get a good director to come in and be able to take care of you all. We don't want to just throw anybody in here. We want somebody that knows what they're doing, that can actually run this housing authority in the way that you guys need, to be able to provide you with the things that you need. So that's what we're doing.
Well, obviously, nothing's been provided for a long time.
I don't know. I think that she's done I think that we've had the best that we can do. She's obviously provided a lot of things, new cabinets, a lot of new things have been done here. Maybe not everything.
New cabinets.
There's You know what? You've had your allotted time. I need to add, I think there's other people with questions. You've had enough time now. It's time to
Oh, I
let
have
somebody
limit on
else.
my time?
Yeah, because there's other people that have questions.
Well, they can
And-
ask questions too.
Go ahead.
Madam Chairman, I have a question, but it's
Sure.
not on the agenda. Can I still ask the question?
What was the question?
The question is about the year planner. When was it supposed to be voted on, and when is it due?
Are you talking about the annual?
Yeah.
plan?
The annual plan.
Okay, there was cancel.
Yeah, I
It
noticed
was-
that, but
it
I'm
was
just asking if I can ask her
canceled
that question.
You can ask it that way, because it was canceled because we don't have a director here to do it. And it's something that you really need to have, one, you need a budget, and two, you need the director to be able to explain it. Because usually they give you the 1-year plan, 3-year to 5-year plan, and we can't do that as a
So-
board.
So I understand that, but what happens now? Wasn't there a deadline that you had to have it
Yes,
in?
but it's been pushed off, and they understand. We called the DHCD people, and we told them, we can't do it right now because we don't have a director. We don't have a budget, we don't have a director, so they know that we can't do it right now. We can't tell you, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and do this. I don't wanna blow smoke in your face and tell you that I'm gonna do something, and then it's not gonna be done.
Oh, I understand
So
that,
a
but
new director coming in can look at everything and have everything in place and then give you
but
a
we're not gonna
plan.
have to pay, or the housing authority's not gonna have to pay for a penalty for not putting it in on
Hopefully
time.
not, and according to our accountant, even if there is a small fee, it won't be a big fee. It would be worth waiting, is what he said. And according to the lawyer that I spoke with, it makes no sense to do it if you don't have the director here to do it. Because they would have the answers, not us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just have a question in regards to, I don't know your husband's name, to
Ken.
your question about the benches. Can I ask you what benches you were referring to?
Yeah, all the benches around here
Like the
have all
ones in
been
the
new.
back?
They all have like new names,
I
but
think
these benches out here, I can't even sit out here on that bench because I've gotten splinters this long in my planning. So I had to stop sitting there.
I think that was
The reason I asked is because I think those were brought out even when John was here and Nancy was still here, so those were probably all approved for before Nancy even left or considered leaving. So that's probably why they're here, and that's the only thing I have to say.
But it wasn't enough, that's the
So those
point.
were new, well, that's what they probably could get at the time, so hopefully we can get more. But things don't happen overnight, and we can just hope that with the new director, more new things will happen. More, it goes according to money, and, yeah. So hopefully we can get more things for you. That's what we want. We want the best for you guys.
Not a question, but some of the benches are set in cement. So that's why they haven't been replaced with new ones. The ones that were not in cement were replaced with new ones.
Could you speak a little louder? We couldn't understand.
What she said was some of the benches were set in cement, and that's why they weren't replaced. Is that what you said, right? And the ones that were not set in cement were replaced. Thank you.
Madam Chair, may I be recognized?
You certainly may.
Please.
I've talked to David about this long before John left, and they have parts, and they have been replacing those benches that are in cement. They have been replacing I don't know what the seating area in the backs with like a composite,
Yeah.
something that doesn't rot, but they only had just so many of them. So it isn't the fact that we have to replace benches completely, we would just have to replace
The
those
slats.
sections.
Yeah, the slats.
Them are all new benches.
Well, the slats are all new.
So if there's a particular slat or something, or a bench that's not good, then it should be reported
Maintenance.
to maintenance. That's what should be happening. Somebody should be reporting it to David so that he can take care of it.
We reported it and they tore down the picnic table. They didn't put one back, they just tore it down.
But the payment is
So the pic- well, maybe the picnic table was at a point where it couldn't be fixed, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll put a
One
new one
It
in
was
the
just one
spring.
board.
The legs weren't sturdy.
All right,
They
so
were
that
crooked, that's
couldn't
why.
be fixed,
And
it
then
had
there
to
was
be
some rot
replaced.
to it.
So hopefully in the spring we'll replace it, and that will take care of that problem. Okay.
I think that everybody we should have many picnic tables for people, because sometimes we have company and they want to go outside and, then why should we just have one? I know other housing authorities have them, got whole bunches of them, brand new ones. And, this is for like people who have grandkids, they want to go outside and they want to sit at the picnic bench outside, they shouldn't have to go all the way up here to one central picnic table. That's not good. And I don't care if he has to mow around it or weed whack it, that's part of the job of doing the yard.
Madam Chairman, it's about the picnic tables, but
I know.
she was talking about having picnic tables. If the board decided to put picnic tables out there, you could do like 4 buildings, just like the fire alarms, the four building units. You could do, so you'd have maybe 5 picnic tables you'd have to buy. You wouldn't have to buy one for each building, I wouldn't think. You could buy one, and so it might be like 5 buildings.
Well, it sounds like something we can think about
I think so.
for the spring. It's not a closed idea.
Okay.
If everybody puts together ideas, it's something to think about and bring to the new director. It's up to her with money, it's not up to me as to what she can afford.
I have a question though. If it's not in the yearly planner for the budget, then we'd have to wait for another year, right?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, I
No,
think so.
no.
I think so.
I don't think so.
I have a question.
I think so.
What I was gonna ask is, of the tenants that are here now, how many of you feel like you want a picnic table in the back of your building? If you want one, raise your hand.
Yeah, we all want one.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's many
If you
people
don't
who
want
aren't
one,
here.
raise your hand.
There's many people here who aren't here
So
that do want it.
it's kind of,
50-50.
it looks a little more like no. And I'm a tenant and I would raise my hand, because logistically, what do you do with the picnic tables? Do we get picnic tables that have seats, benches that are attached to the picnic table? I know for me, with my hand, I can't get in it. I can't sit on it, it's not comfortable. So then what? We go with the detached benches? Who's responsible for making sure those benches are still there at the picnic table?
They're sturdy enough.
Right,
Sturdy.
and that you don't fall off of, they're not, because the ground is not solid, it's, it's bumpy and hilly. And who, excuse me, Laura, and who moves them when it comes time to mow the lawn? And then where do we store them? Because if we don't store them somewhere, the weather hits them, and then we're gonna be replacing picnic tables, and
No, you're not. They're made
it's
of
certainly
PVC.
something to consider.
They're made of PVC, so they're good for the winter. I just put a bunch of them in, all right? They're 12 feet long, they're big enough for 10 people to sit at. Everybody around here is getting them. Every housing project, every nonprofit, they're all getting them from the state, all right? They're getting them from grants that they're putting in, because I know this for a fact, all right? So there's no big secret of why we're not getting them. Why we're not getting them, because nobody cares. That's why. And all you guys sit there, you want everything for us. You don't want nothing for us, I got to ask a question. I one more question I want to ask.
1 minute, please.
It's not getting personal when
One more
someone
question.
voices their concern.
Well, this is going to get real personal, what I got to say.
Wait a minute, please. Go ahead. I will give your turn again in a minute.
Okay, it's about the picnic tables, but the new ones are not, like you said, they're not made of wood. And I've been to some of the housing authorities, and they do have them. They're the rubber type ones. You don't have a bench type thing. You can walk in and sit. You don't have, I can't even, struggle to get in. But I've been to some of the housing authorities around this area, and they do have them, to be honest with you. So it's not that they're trying to push to get it in here, but they do have them. I've seen them.
Okay, now you can answer.
I got 2 questions for you, okay? One is, Well, I was told by Mary Ann that she got her new floors because there was asbestos in them.
That's for
Alright,
sure.
Wait a minute.
Enough.
No, it's not. Now, I had the
Yeah,
board.
it is.
I had the Board of Health here. No, you're on the board.
You can't, well, that doesn't have anything to do with.
Yes, it does.
picnic
Yes,
tables.
it does. I had the Board of Health here.
Yeah,
I have the Board of Health here. You'll be finished.
Ask him.
Okay? I have the Board of Health here, and there is no asbestos in this place. I'm going to finish.
No, it's not.
Why does she get new floors and we got nothing?
All right, I'm
Okay?
going to call the police if
And
you
I
don't
asked you,
leave.
you want to do what?
I'm going to call the police if you don't leave because you're not talking about the business that
Oh,
you're talking
boy,
about a
everybody else is
personal
talking about
person. You need to stop. Thank you. If you want to talk about picnic tables, I'll talk
No,
about
I
picnic
want to
tables.
talk about, how do you
But
do
not
business?
about her floors.
How do you do new business?
Thank you. That's, no, not when it has to do with a person. Thank you.
Because the person doesn't directly around board.
No, no.
Yes, it is. That's like
You're-
yellow fire. That's like yellow
Thank you,
fire in
thank you.
a
All right,
movie
if
theater.
there's no other if there's nobody else that wishes to speak, I'm gonna end the meeting. Is everybody else set? Is there any other questions? All right, thank you very much for coming to the meeting. It's been a good meeting up until now. Thank you.
It'll be better next time.
I second it.
Oh, we didn't even do it. You gotta do this. Now I'm all.
Oh, okay, well, we rescind that motion. He's defaming me, I don't know.
Not the baby. You told me that. You told me you had asbestos in your floors. You told me.
Either be quiet and sit down
Oh, you can talk
or
about me.
leave.
You can talk about me. I can talk about you.
I can call the police, just as easy. If you don't
You
leave,
threatening me?
I'm asking you
You
to
threatening
leave.
me?
As a member of the board,
Yeah.
you've been asked now several times to leave, and you're not leaving.
Go ahead, threaten me.
I'm not threatening you, I'm calling the police.
Go ahead.
Oh, look.
Okay, now this is from. What is this? All right,
Do you want me to do this?
Did you leave?
No, he didn't. He's still talking.
Oh, I have another question. Oh, you might not know this. I was just wondering if it's okay to electronically record a private meeting.
Record a private meeting
Yeah.
between who about who?
Well, the LTO, it says it's electronically. I'm asking if it's illegal for them to electronically do it without anybody knowing it.
Tell her to stop.
That's all. Anna, do you know that
It's
question?
not up to you to discuss the, no, it's not up to the Warren Housing Authority to have anything to do with our bylaws for the LTO.
Okay, then squirt that question and I'll figure it out.
Sorry, Mark.
That's all
Read,
right.
read your bylaws.
Well, yeah, I would if there was provided another copy besides the one up there.
Well, nobody else had a problem.
Oh,
Well,
really?
threaten 'em.
How many else is right here? You have to, they're both sided and you have to sit in here and read it. That should be provided. You can call all you want.
No, we just need to, all right.
All right, just
We
end
need
this
to go
meeting.
on with our meeting, okay,
Okay.
everybody, please, because it's gonna become a circus, please.
Madam Chairman, did you close the meeting already?
No,
No.
we have to rescind because of all that's going on.
Yeah,
We're
fine.
trying to
Oh,
do
all
our
right.
meeting.
Thank you.
We are trying to do our meeting. Sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
Chris.
Yeah, we're- going through the financials right now. Treasurer's report.
This is way too much.
Section 8. Total cash and balances for September and August. $42,137.44 for August and $40,784.40 for September.
The checks that are here are just for these, right?
That's the warrants for the
The check.
checks, yeah.
What is this one? So this was all
Oh,
of
yeah.
these. I'll just sign it. Oh, there's a second one.
She just put all this together. Total expenses on 705, 1A, total expenses of 10,021. Excessive revenue over expenses, 11,182.65. So over under 5,171. 705.
They're probably too low for anybody else to hear. Monetization costs.
Okay, total income, MRE.
Recommends consultant. What for, Keys Road?
I think so. That's what it's for. Get a director that can handle that.
Yeah. These all seem to be the same. These ones. They all seem to be the same. Same storage, relocation, fees, appraisal fees, food taxes, they're all the same. All of them. Yeah, that.
Who's on vacation?
Okay, so what is this? Is this for admin? This is the taxes, I don't know what is the rate. It needs to be, what are the payments for? Nancy, 10%, section 8, nothing there.
Yeah. This is a, it's telling us it's facts.
Mm-hmm.
It says name, director, title, I know we don't have one, but if he's preparing this and declaring it, should we have signed it?
Well, he's gonna come to the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a meeting with us before we can know for sure.
Okay.
These are our statements, but he's gotta have a meeting with us for the budget. So we have to have a meeting when he comes back.
So as of December 1st, the new HUD standards were going into play.
Yep.
And we will talk to them. Can you do that? You want to say it?
Move to accept the financials.
I make a motion, we accept the financials.
I second it.
Any discussion?
Just that we're gonna accept it and then discuss it with Gary.
Yeah, we have our meeting with Gary for the budget when he gets back from vacation.
Okay.
Madam Chairman, can I ask a question, seeing you haven't closed the meeting? I noticed that you're looking at the the treasurer's report and that. When do you get your paperwork to come to the meetings? Do you get them the day of the meeting?
Will we come in? Yeah, that's why. we
So
have to
that's
go
why
through it.
you
That's why
sit
it
here,
takes so long.
excuse me,
Yeah.
you sit here and look at your finances,
Yeah.
okay? If you would get them like, say you get the meeting on Tuesday, if you would get them on Monday or Friday, the board would be able to know what's on there, and you wouldn't have to sit here
We're
and look
hoping,
at them.
we're hoping with the new director, things will be different.
I'm just
That's what we're
like a
hoping.
suggestion,
We're hoping,
because,
babe, we're hoping.
you know, it's like,
Believe me, we
it's
are
not saying you're
about
wasting time, but you are.
I know.
Yeah, I
We're
put-
way ahead of you on that one.
I put a request in, it would be great if we could get them a week in advance,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
at least Thursday, because the office is closed on Friday, so we wouldn't get them on Friday, and Thursday they have to post the agenda on the town bulletin board, and so at the least Thursday, so we would have Thursday,
I have
Friday,
another
Saturday,
question.
Sunday, Monday, to really look at them and read them and understand them.
Because think of how we feel having to sit here and do this, and the stress of people that want to ask questions, and we're like, please.
Now, 30 days after, we can go into the office and get them. But do these meetings go to the town hall, to the, they don't?
What do you mean to the town hall?
To the town clerk's office?
Yeah, they get posted in the town clerk's office.
The
But you
meetings
can
are-
go
are
to the
not
town
all
clerk's
central.
office and read them also, can't you? Don't they have them, the
These?
minutes?
No.
No?
We always go to our office.
No, 30 days.
Why not, why doesn't the town
Because
clerk
this
have
is
them?
separate totally from the
This is
town.
a state thing.
This is a state thing, this is not, yeah. this is-
Oh, okay, I understand now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I bet you are.
I asked too many questions.
No, never, no,
No,
no.
because it's good for us to know.
Don't call God.
I'm all bruised.
Yeah. We'll be done in 5 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna be done.
Yep.
Okay.
Make sure we have enough cookies next time.
I know. I have to bring them from home.
Maybe quite a few good humbugs.
Oh, was that? I love them.
Yeah, yeah.
128.
Thank you.
Go back up, Barbara.
No, I'm not.
Oh, here it is.
It's right underneath that sticker and all.
We tried to find you the other day. Yeah.
See you all later.
See you.
Bye.
But I think you took the wrong turn.
You stay to the right and go to the left.
My Walmart, right?
That's where we were, on Belton Road.
But then the next left, you'll see it going down the hill.
Oh, okay.
Because Old Town Road goes to the left,
Yes.
and then you go down the hill. Yeah. It's confusing, my brother came from New York. And he couldn't find it. He had to go find it.
5729.
Oh, jeez.
Old Town Road. Yeah. But they should have another sign that says go down that.
Yeah.
Petition them.
Now you live in Rio, not Belgium.
But it goes all the way up to the right.
Don't forget your glasses.
Did you give them a good one?
Yeah,
That's how you got it?
worse than
She
me.
fell down the stairs.
No, she gave them
The most graceful way possible.
I didn't even hear her. Right? She fell down the stairs.
67.
There's ads.
Yeah. 8,360.07. What is that? Solar bills. Yep. Oh, it's there. Okay.
I told him, so we tried to find them. This one.
It's easy to find.
She's lost.
6845.
We're gonna plan a cookout. We're all gonna come over and we're gonna have a cookout.
Great West. Okay, we're good.
Make a motion.
We're good?
Warrants,
I second it.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Nays?
God bless you.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for being so patient with us. But hopefully there'll be, with a new director, hopefully there'll be new changes and hopefully make things better.
David,
Well, that's really what we
Could I
want,
ask
is
you a
better.
favor? Could you go on my bulletin board and could you take down the bylaws? No, it's right here on the, right there.
But-
Right down
It's not you, you really have to be patient.
the, huh?
You're not the people, you really have to be patient.
Yeah.
Well,
It got a little scary over here.
we gotta work together and,
When people refuse, it's not right.
Well, you.
Oh, wow, that
I would mind it.
I try.
Thank you.
Thank you.
These are all the
Okay. When I voted, I voted like I said, absentee on my private town clerk. And Lala, she took it, stamped it.
That's what
Then we talked.
I slid it in that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
They
David.
had a mass there Sundays that Peter Warren wrote.
Certainly.
Did you know Sir Morris?
No.
You can if you'd
He
like
just
to.
passed away.
Oh.
Would you like us to?
I need a pen.
I need one too, I'm looking
They
for a
did the
pen.
mass, was his birthday Sunday.
Some up here.
Ricky Tatro, do you know
Got
him?
one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Eddie's brother.
Shirley.
And Eddie was just as bad.
One right. Is that right?
Really?
Yeah, Eddie was bad.
Those are the Tatros in Southbridge, right?
there.
Yeah, like Tatro Star and all that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They have them in here.
Ricky
Yeah.
just passed away.
Oops, sorry.
And his wife's brother
What
just
happened to all
passed
the
away.
checks?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know, I only got one.
Okay, here.
How's Hastings doing? Have you heard?
I haven't heard.
He was doing better, I guess, last night.
Yeah.
David, thank you for coming.
Are we done?
Thank you.
Did you adjourn, ma'am?
Huh?
Did she adjourn?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, I can. I don't think so.
I can't.
Did she say she adjourned?
She wants to know if
Madam
you
Chair,
adjourned
did
yet.
you adjourn?
Yes.
the meeting? Oh, I
No,
know.
we can't, we
If
did
you
not
paid it-
adjourn yet. We can't, we have to.
Yes, sir, we adjourned before we started signing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, okay.
we did adjourn.
Oh, okay. I
If
didn't
you
know.
paid